Hello and welcome back. It has been a crazy morning and it is going so much better now than before. First of all, we have a trial underway. Kathy Siska, you are the first in chat. The first in chat wins something special every day. As a matter of fact, they win something very unique. They win the internet. So Kathy, being the first person in chat has afforded you of having the pleasure of owning the internet, which you now do until the next live stream. I got a package, which is going to make everything much better again, because in this package is a new set of headphones so I can hear what's going on. Rowdy Girl says, I was afraid to go first. Oh, this is my live unboxing. I'm just tearing it open. I've bought this exact set of headphones probably 10 times now, and I love them every single time. They just break. So we're going to jump right to a trial. The trial of Juan David Ortiz has just begun. Closing statements just finished in Texas. This is the Border Patrol agent who is being tried for murder. They're saying he's a serial killer for murders, and they have a confession. But the defense says that it was coerced. So we're going to jump to that right now. Let me go ahead and pull that in.
Does your child live with you?
This is the first
Not
witness
right
up on
now.
the stand. Okay. And I'm going to hurry and plug in my
Ms.
headphones so I
Peña,
can hear what's
do
going on.
you have a criminal record?
Yes, I do.
I want to talk a little bit about it. Do you know more or less how many
This
times
first,
you've been
witness.
arrested?
Several times.
Maybe the one
More than
who's
5?
a drug
Yes.
addict.
More than
and
10?
Possibly participates
Yeah.
in prostitution.
More than 15?
Not sure.
Okay. You ever been arrested for possession of a controlled substance?
Yes.
Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen jury what type of controlled substance you've been arrested for?
Probably cocaine or heroin.
And did at any of these cases have they ever resulted in a conviction? You were found guilty.
Yes.
Okay. And after you were convicted, have you ever been in prison?
No, never.
Okay. What type of sentence have you received?
I was in probation
much
for 2 years. Not too long ago, I just finished.
Are you currently under any type of supervision or probation right now?
No, I'm done with everything.
Okay. What, you ever been arrested for assaulting a police officer or resisting arrest or terroristic?
Yes.
Yes?
This is
What
not what you would
about,
call a star
resisting
witness.
arrest?
Yes.
What about terroristic threats?
Yes.
Is there anything you have not been arrested for, ma'am? But this is a
What
key
about
witness
any
for that.
violent offenses? You ever been?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yep. I've had all those.
Do you suffer from any type of addiction, Ms. Peña?
No. Not right now.
Have you before?
Yes.
And what type of addiction is that?
Heroin and crack.
Okay. Can you tell us or tell the jury, well, let me ask you, are you sober right now?
I take methadone.
How long have you been on methadone?
I've been in the methadone a year, almost a year.
And where do you get that methadone?
By McPherson?
Do you receive services?
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time you were arrested?
So this woman's going to testify that the defendant pulled a gun on her.
If you recall.
That's what we're getting to. She's clearly got a background, which defense is going to climb all over.
5 months ago. Probably 6 months.
Hey, J Kid, welcome.
Was that a misdemeanor or a felony?
Revoked for probation.
Oh, okay, so you were revoked for not
Yeah.
not complying with your conditions.
Yeah.
Okay, and what does that entail? More drug use?
Now,
Or you came out dirty?
even though this
No,
woman
I
is going off
just
about all her
didn't go,
history, her prior
I
history,
just didn't
she can
go
come
on
across
report.
as believable to the jury.
How
She's being
long
very
have you
open about her
been
past,
dealing with this issue
and the
of
jury could
substance
say, "Okay,
abuse
we
for-
understand.
How
You
long
know, you
have
had a rough
used
life,
heroin, crack
but
cocaine?
that doesn't
I
mean
started
we
when I
disbelieve
was
what you said."
21, on and off.
And you're 31 right now?
I'm 31.
So is it fair to say that for 10 years you've been dealing with this
Yes.
issue?
Right.
Okay. And how were you able to support this addiction?
Yeah.
Um,
It sounds like she has.
Anyways,
She's sober now. I think her child is still being cared for by
working
a
the
relative,
streets.
but
That was one.
she did work the streets. It's a rough past, but
No,
if
it's okay,
if she can come
Yesenia.
across being just open and clear with the jury, they might
I know this
you know
may be
they might even
difficult,
like her.
but,
They might say, "Hey, we
when
believe
you say
you. We
working the
feel for
streets,
you."
Please tell the
And
ladies
that
and
we-
gentlemen of the jury what that means.
Escorting.
Escorting?
Yes.
And when you say escorting, what does that mean?
Working for money.
And when you say working for money,
Having sex
for money.
for money. Yes.
Okay.
This is a
How
murder
long
trial,
have you been
MB.
doing that?
This is a border patrol agent accused of
On and
executing innocent people. Most,
6
I think,
years.
women. 4 women.
You
is my
started in
understanding.
your early 20s?
I started when I was 23.
Okay. Now, on September the 14th of 2018,
Yes.
that was a few years ago now, right?
Yes.
Were you
Yes.
working
The defendant was a
at that-
border patrol
and
agent.
doing that?
Worked in
Yes.
intel too.
Do you know why you're here today?
Yes.
Yes, she's the one.
Do you
who
know a
got away.
person by the name of Juan David Ortiz
Yes.
or David Ortiz? Can you identify him here in the courtroom or what he's wearing? You can please point to him. Do you see him
Yes. In
And-
black.
in black? And from where you're sitting, he's seated in which chair?
In the corner.
In the corner. Okay.
That's our
So-
defendant right there. She has a rough story.
What do you know him as?
And hopefully this, she's turned around.
What-
but-
What did I knew him as?
Yes.
David was a friend.
Okay. Now, in September of 2018, you remember that day?
September.
September the 14th of
Yes,
2018.
I do.
Do you remember that day? I want to go back to that day. Okay? So you're in September. Before that,
Yeah.
how long had you known David?
I want to say 5-6 months.
So you knew him as early as 5 or 6 months before.
No, I want to say 5
Okay.
months, 6 months.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Okay. And since the first time you met him, he was a client?
I guess you can say that.
Okay.
The first time.
Okay. I want to focus now on what happened on the 14th, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, on that day, where were you?
On San Bernardo.
Okay. And on San Bernardo.
Yeah, it was a very rainy day.
Okay. And what were you doing, or what were your thoughts?
I was standing up actually. A block from TKO, right in front of a small motel.
Near
Sounds like
a
she
bus
was
stop?
working the street at the
Yes.
time.
And was it nighttime?
It was daylight.
Still daylight?
Yeah, it was daylight.
Was it starting to get late in the afternoon?
No, it was early.
Okay. And what, if anything, happened at that time?
I hadn't seen David in a while. I was mad because David had broken my phone. I was staying at a hotel.
Breaking someone's phone can be a felony.
How long had you been at the hotel?
Like a month.
Okay. Before that day, had you been working the days before?
Yeah.
Which days before that?
Probably in the middle of the night. Not too early.
Had you heard anything about anybody being found dead?
By that time, yes.
And how did you feel about that?
Scared. Because nobody knew who it was.
How did you?
Everyone was, all the girls were watching their backs, and the word was around.
They objected for
I'm
non-responsive
going to
relevance.
ask you, how did you feel?
Frightened.
Good to have you here, Yoliswa.
When you say the girls, who are you referring to?
Jocelyn, Suhey,
Are these other girls that
Patty.
And these are girls that also work on the street?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a sad life, but a lot of these women really
So
look
you're
out for each other
standing
in
or
this
seated
situation
right
and
there at that
are watching
corner.
each other's
Yeah.
back.
What if anything happens next?
What if anything happens?
Yeah, well, you said it was starting to rain or was
Yeah.
raining? Okay.
David picked me up. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when he drove up, what did he drive up in?
In his white Dodge.
Okay. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay. May I approach? May I approach, Your Honor? I'm going to show you what I marked as Exhibit 1.
Hey, Ashley.
Just ask you if you recognize, you
Welcome.
recognize this exhibit, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
What vibe do you
And
get
does
from
it
this witness?
fairly and accurately
I don't
depict
think
what's
she
in
wants
there?
to be here.
Is it a true representation of what
Yeah.
what it is?
Mm-hmm.
So we have good camera angles in this courtroom, but very poor audio. The other side said no objections to
Can you
this
tell us
being submitted as
what you
evidence.
see in front of you on State's Exhibit 1?
I see a white Dodge.
And who does that white Dodge belong to?
David.
Have you been in that white Dodge before?
Yeah.
How many times?
I don't recall how many times exactly, but plenty of times.
Was it more than 5?
I think so, yes.
More than 10?
Several times.
Ginger, yeah, I watched the opening statements as well, and I thought, how in the world we've got
Plenty
a
of times.
Have
They've
he
got
ever
a
picked you up
confession,
in any
a
other
recorded
vehicle
confession
he
from the
was-
defendant,
No.
which they're saying is coerced. Which,
How
if
is
it's
it
coerced, that could be thrown out. And there's
you
questions
would
about
arrange
improper
to see
searches without
David?
warrants and things like that. So he
How
may get
is
off
it
on
that-
technicalities if he actually did this.
How would you meet up with David?
Sometimes he would call me. Sometimes I would just randomly see him.
Michelle, I saw the interview with the judge. She looked great. She looked so much more relaxed than when in front of DB. Okay, so
So
this
you knew David for
When
close
we
to
when we have a
5
break, we'll
months.
talk about the
Yes.
opening statements first.
Do you remember how you met?
Yeah.
How did you meet?
Coffee
I
Mom,
met
thank you.
him
That
a
happened
block
this
away
morning. I'm so
from
excited.
the
Thank you so
Evelyn.
much.
It was nighttime.
You met him a block away from the Evelyn. The
The
Evelyn.
hotel,
Okay.
hotel, a
That's-
block away
Okay.
in
That-
the corner.
On the corner. Do you remember the street corner? What street it is?
Is the corner of the Stripes.
Okay. Is that Jefferson Street? Jefferson
Yeah.
and San Bernardo?
Yeah.
Okay. And did someone introduce you to him?
No,
Tell the ladies and gentlemen how you met him.
I was walking, and David stopped, asked me for a ride, and I said yes. We talked for a little bit, and that first night we ended up in a hotel.
And what, if anything, did you do at the hotel?
This might
We
get
had
graphic.
sex. We conversated.
Did he give you money?
Yes.
How much?
I don't recall.
After having sex and conversating, what, if anything, else happened?
He drove me home.
To your house.
Yeah.
So he knew where you lived.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
How was David? What was his personality like?
Yeah, that's interesting question right after that previous one. How was
Very
David?
nice. Very sweet. Very funny. Normal guy.
Did you ever notice any odd behavior,
Never.
delusions?
I don't know what happened to him.
But you need to answer my question. I know you're nodding your head, but did you ever notice delusions,
No.
hallucinations,
No.
that his mind was not normal?
No. Never.
Did you ever see him
This is a
depressed?
state's witness, and she doesn't look like she wants to be there with her arms folded
no,
across her.
not
The
that I
body
recall.
language. She's
Did
she's
you
in a
ever
defensive
see him
position.
have anxiety in front of you?
No.
Yeah, Juan David Ortiz is
Anything unusual
accused
about
of
No.
killing 4
Never.
people,
Okay. Would
executing them.
David do drugs with you?
No.
But he would take you to the drug house.
Yeah.
And who would pay for the drugs?
David would give me money.
He would wait for you outside?
Yeah.
And what would tell us typically how does that work?
David knew my drug of choice, and he would wait for me outside, and we would drive around,
Her responses are a little slow.
conversate.
There's that word again. Drink, conversate.
Did you do that on this day, September the 14th? Did he take you to buy drugs after he
Yes.
picked you up? Yes?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I think
Did
she's
you-
defensive towards the state. I mean, I don't think she's worried about him so
did
much
you
as
go and buy beer?
doesn't want
Yes.
to answer these questions
Anything
for the
else that you
state.
bought?
Cigarettes and beer.
You mentioned the Evelyn Hotel.
Yeah.
Did you ever go there with him to the
No.
Evelyn?
Hey, Summer, what are the
Remember what
effects of
hotels you went
methadone?
with
Is
him
that
to?
is this typical, or is
Only
if,
one.
if you have any
Cactus.
experience or knowledge of
The
that? Hopefully not
cactus.
experience, but
Yes.
Was that
What
on
does
several
methadone do?
occasions to the cactus? Or just once?
I recall once.
Okay. On the other times that he would pick you up, where would you go?
Sometimes we would just drive, park in any street, go to a park.
On September the 14th, what did you do after you bought the drugs?
she wasn't done answering.
We went to a store. I got off. I changed because it was raining. He told me we were going to his house.
Did you buy anything there at the store?
I bought beer and cigarettes.
What kind of, who was the beer for?
They
Bud Light,
they
For
haven't
who?
brought up her
For David.
her legal
And
status.
what did you buy?
cigarettes.
So I don't
for
think that's an
me and
issue.
him.
The beers, what type of beers were they?
Bud Light,
Okay. And were they the small beers or the big beers?
just regular,
That's a big beer.
Tollies?
regular Tollies. Yeah.
Were they small beers? Only about a foot
Did you have a
tall.
purse with you on that day?
I had a small purse, a flower purse,
Remember what color it was?
pink.
Hey, Jimmy. Welcome. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you guys being here.
I approach you on it. Yes, sir. I'm going to show you what I'm marking as states exhibits 2, 3, and 4. And once again, I'm going to ask you to just look at them. Go in and hold these and flip through them and see if the pictures are accurate and what's within the pictures.
Coffee Mom says, for the amount of shame we
Yeah.
place on addiction as
I
a
recall
society,
my
Well,
bag.
it's only
before
easy
that,
when you
just
turn
when
it
look at all the
into
pictures, when
advocacy.
you look at
Otherwise, you're pushed out
number
of
2,
the
number
protection
3,
of the
and number
collective,
4.
treated as a moral failure. Great insight, Coffee Mom.
Are those exhibits accurate?
Yes,
Yes? And you recognize those items in the exhibits?
I recognize my bag.
Okay. You recognize what's in there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Patty, welcome. This is Juan David Ortiz, who was a Border Patrol agent accused of being a serial killer. The police knew about 3 people. He confessed in what they say is a coerced, what the defense says is a coerced confession. And
Yes,
he
I'll
also
offer them
confessed
as
to a
evidence,
4th
John.
one in that, what they did not know
Yes,
about,
sir.
and they were able to find her as well. But now he's saying
Can
you
you
can't
tell the
prove
ladies
it.
and gentlemen of the jury what's in Exhibit 2? What do you recognize from that photo?
My handbag, my pink flowered handbag.
Can you also see it in this picture?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you have in that handbag?
I had condoms, some syringes, and I don't recall what else I had in there. It's been a while.
Did you have that bag on September the 14th when David picked you up?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What else do you see in here?
The Tollies.
The Tollies, are those the 3 Bud Lights that you bought for David?
Yeah.
that guy, there's a lot of truth right there. Bringing addiction into the forefront enables everyone to help and the person who's the addict to get help.
After you bought the Tollies, what if anything happened next?
We drove to his house.
Did you agree to go to his house?
Yeah.
Okay. Had you been to his house before?
Yes.
And you remember where he lived?
Yeah.
What part of the city was it on?
North side.
The north side?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm watching her hands here. It's interesting. I can't tell if her hands are shaking at all, but she's moving them very slowly, almost like all her mental faculties are operating in slow motion, sort of like the way
I'm
she's
going to mark these
delaying
for
her
identification
responses and everything.
purposes as exhibits 5 and 6.
Maybe call Sir recovery addicts. You may call me Sir if you want,
If you recognize it.
but RA
Yes
works,
or no?
or Scott, or anything else.
Not this one? Okay.
Exodus
Do you know what
says her
it is
dose
that
looks like it's kicking in. Her voice is slowing down. She looks like she's about to nod out.
Yeah.
Yep, not an individual problem, it's a community problem. And it's bigger than
So
you
do you
think.
recognize
It
it or
really
not?
is. It affects more people than we think, because people hide it.
This is Exhibit 5. I'm going to also ask you the same thing about State's Exhibit 6.
Christine, Ortiz has a Matthew Terry look about him.
Recognize
Right.
that?
We're in Texas now, though, so no Florida jury here. But we'll see what happens here in Texas. Utah Steve, I'm not sure if she's impaired right now. Her responses have been on point enough that, you know, somebody's mental faculties, if they're not as smart as somebody else, you can't say, oh, they're not a reliable witness. She has been very forthcoming about her prior history, about everything that's, you know, going on in her life, what she's done, what road she's been on, her convictions. If the jury sees that and says, hey, she's honest and she's just, you know, laying it out there, she knows it, you know, it looks bad, but she's being truthful, they might believe what she has to say here, specifically about her allegation about his behavior.
I'm Juan Perez, and I represent, well, I'm one of the lawyers that represents Mr. Ortiz. On this receipt here, on State's Exhibit number 5, I mean, can you read out what it says there, or is it just any receipt that
It says Powerade, Marble, Bud Light, and the $100 bill David gave me.
do you see the date on them?
Where?
I mean, I'm asking
On
you.
the receipt.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the defense attorney.
Trying to see.
If the confession is coerced, that's part of the confession, and all the evidence gained from it could be thrown out. So it's a technicality, but
down here,
but you could get that thrown out.
September 14, 2018.
Okay, and you recognize this receipt from back
Yeah.
then, or you're guessing?
No, I went inside that store, I changed, and I bought what I bought, and I gave him his change back.
Okay, thank you. No objections, Your Honor, to 5 and 6.
You're offering them?
To offer them, Your Honor.
All right. State's Exhibits 5 and 6 are admitted into evidence at this time for the juror's consideration.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and you just answered it, but what did you buy there?
She has to read it because she doesn't know.
I bought Bud Light, a Powerade, and cigarettes.
Was it, how many Bud Lights did you buy?
I can't see.
CB, there's very little other
With or
than
what?
we know she
David
she
gave me a
prostituted herself.
$100 bill.
Then she
And what did
has
you do with the change?
drug
I gave
has
it
had
back.
drug issues in the past. She says she's been clean for a
I'm gonna
while.
show you State's Exhibit 6.
She has a
Yes.
lengthy record that
What is
involves
that?
all sorts of things. That, even terroristic threats are on there.
David's house.
But
You went there that night?
she's been convicted of a lot of
September
things.
the 14th of 2018?
Yes.
And prior to that night,
She
had
was
you
a
been there
friend
before?
Yes,
of
I
David's, is
have.
what she said. But I think
He had
the
taken
first
you
time
there
they met, he was a
Yes.
client. Is what
Do
she
you
said.
drive, Miss Pena?
I know how. Yeah, I know how to drive.
Do you have a car?
No,
Have you ever driven to this place yourself?
no.
How did you previously get to this house?
David picking me up.
Okay.
I don't know if the judge would allow someone to testify drunk. The judge might, hold him in the tank.
So you
public
get to his
intoxication
house.
until they're sober and then question him.
What exactly happens when you get there?
I sit on the corner of the table
Where?
in the
In what part of the house?
next to the kitchen.
Okay. Is there anybody home at this time?
No, just me and him.
Keisha, let me turn these
Do you
guys
know
down
if
for a
David's
minute here.
married?
This morning,
Yeah.
if you didn't watch the face eating trial,
was his wife?
an insanity plea was accepted. Not
Kelly.
guilty by way of insanity.
Do you know if he has
The
children?
suspect's going to be locked up
Two.
and won't get out until
Where
the
were
judge
his children?
orders him to be released,
With the
but
baby mama.
not guilty on all the charges because he's
Had
insane.
he told you they were out of town?
The victim statements
Yeah.
were rough. That's what we tried to listen to this early this morning, and they had some rough language in them. But it's just difficult to not see the family side on this point. Like, why would this not go to
You're
trial?
sitting
Why
at
would
the
we
table.
concede? But
the corner,
the family was
near
livid.
the kitchen. What, if anything, are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yes.
I'm dissolving the heroin. I shoot up.
Okay. And what if anything happens next?
David goes to the bathroom, comes out with a mouthwash.
A mouthwash for you or for him?
For me.
Okay. Do you use
No, I didn't use it.
Okay.
He had asked me to take a shower before having sex.
Were you able to have sex with him?
No, we didn't have sex that night.
Up until this point, was everything okay? Up
As
until-
soon as we entered the house, David wasn't himself anymore. I saw him just not himself, very nervous.
AJ, hope you're feeling
How did-
better. Good to have you here.
How did he begin to become nervous? What were you all, if anything, talking about?
We were talking about some other stuff, then all of a sudden he said that he was afraid that they would check his DNA because he was second to last to be with Melissa. And
How does he know he
your
was second to
response
last?
that? What did you
I
tell
told him that if he didn't have nothing to do, he shouldn't be scared.
So
But-
what else? What, if anything, do you do next to calm him down? Do you stay there in the kitchen?
This witness has said she's on
Yeah, I
methadone
started shaking. He noticed
uses
me
that.
when I got scared.
Okay.
to help fight the addiction.
And what do you do next? Where do you go?
I'm grabbing the cigarettes, shaking.
Okay.
Rick, I
grab
saw
the
some of that. I
cigarettes?
haven't seen the whole thing.
Huh?
You said you grabbed the cigarettes.
Yeah.
And do you stay in the kitchen or do you go somewhere
No,
else?
I ask him if he goes with me to smoke outside.
Okay.
And
She has a pretty good memory, so I think that'll help her with the jury.
we're outside, and
What, if anything, happens while you're outside?
what if anything happens?
Yeah. What else happened when you were outside?
Trina, it's a new trial.
I
Border
sat
Patrol
on a
killer
chair
in
because by that
Texas.
time I felt scared. I didn't want to give him my back.
Did you have your phone with you?
No. I had asked him inside if I could call my mom, and
Unresponsive.
Okay.
Stay.
MB, no, I would not. It's just hard looking at the evidence, especially like specifically the text message evidence, his Google search, everything else. It's hard to see that
You
he
didn't have
just
a
suddenly
phone.
went insane at the end
I did
after
not
searching
have
for
a
how to
phone
do
at
this.
that time.
At any time that you were there, did you
It seems a stretch for me.
attempt to call anyone?
I asked him if I could call my mom.
Did you call your mom?
No.
Why not?
I think he said, "Hold on, I'll lend it to you in a bit."
So he ignored your request.
He ignored my, yeah.
Do you stay outside or do you go back in?
We're outside, and I tell him I forgot something in the truck, and I head towards the front door, and as soon as I step outside, I start vomiting because I felt very nauseous, very nervous.
Why were you feeling nauseous? Why were you feeling
I did get that
nervous?
pic, little miss.
I don't know,
Cute
I
dog,
just
but oh my goodness.
felt
Tore up your
scared
hands.
and nauseous.
What were you scared of?
I just got this feeling.
What feeling? What was David doing that made you scared?
Oh, Your Honor, that's leaving.
What if
Objection.
what if anything?
Rephrase.
Huh?
Okay, what if anything caused you to get scared?
When he said he was second to last, that kept me
How would he know he's second to last?
thinking.
Thinking what?
David doesn't like that statement at all. He
That
keeps shaking his
may
head every
be-
time she says that.
He was the one
He was the one that what?
that had been murdering.
That was in your head?
That was in my head, yeah, because he had never been nervous.
Okay. After you throw up, what happens next?
Yes, Ginger, that's correct.
I think I tell him
That was a family member that
maybe
read through
it's
all
because I haven't
all the
I
jail
I had not
texts
ate
and
anything
texts
all
on his
day.
phone.
Okay.
He keeps saying that he was second to last,
And
being
then
with the
what
woman
happens
who
next?
was killed.
He says
Probably in a prostitution
stop
type
at a-
scenario.
we'll stop somewhere to grab a burger.
Okay. Do you leave his house?
We both get in the truck. He locks his. I think he locked the house and got inside the truck.
Before you left his house, did you complete the act of having sex with him?
No.
But you were there for that.
Yeah.
How many times?
I don't recall.
How many times had you been with David sexually?
I don't recall.
Okay. Is it more than 5?
No. I don't recall.
Okay. When you had sex with him, was it intercourse or oral sex or what kind of sex?
Oral sex, foreplay,
Might have some details here.
Let me see his picture. Had you ever seen David without his clothes on?
yes.
Without his clothes on?
Without his shirt, yeah.
When you would have sex, you would be both
The
naked?
first time
Okay.
Tiffany, this is
Went into
Erica. I'm
his
trying to
house.
find her last name,
we laid in his
but she was the one that
couch.
got away.
Okay. Did David have any
Christine,
markings on his
I
body?
deleted it. It was so bad. I did. I
Two
just deleted it.
tattoos, 2 hummingbirds
Okay.
in his chest.
Okay. Any other tattoos that you recall him having?
This is really important because that's information that
Mainly those
most
two.
people wouldn't have.
Okay. What exhibit am I on? I'm going to show you, if I may approach you on States Exhibit 7 and 8.
I wonder if she was supposed to remember other tattoos that she
Said
didn't.
You had been
Just
with
like,
David before. Just ask you if you. I'm showing you Exhibit 7. Do you recognize what's in that photo? You need to answer verbally, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And is it an accurate photo of how he looked around that time?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to show you Exhibit number 8. Is that also an accurate picture?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with what's in that photo?
Another tattoo.
Are you familiar with what's in that photo?
A tattoo.
The answer is yes or no. Are you
Yes.
familiar with what's in that
Yes.
photo? Okay.
she's not a professional
And he
witness.
had these markings
Yes.
on that day.
Yes.
So she didn't remember the last tattoo marking. We're not supposed to be able to hear them, so. The defense might object to this second tattoo marker, the second photo. I'm not sure what it is. It's probably something other than the hummingbirds, because she didn't remember on the stand and had to be shown the picture.
And you're offering them,
I'm offering them, Your Honor.
States Exhibit 7 and 8 are admitted into evidence at this time.
Okay.
if they didn't
So
object.
you remember and you testified, you can tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Exhibit 7. Now you could talk about the tattoos. What are the tattoos that he...
They look like two hummingbirds, dos chuparrosas.
Chuparrosas?
Para mí se ven como dos chuparrosas.
So what you're saying is to you they look like two hummingbirds.
Hummingbirds, yeah, to me.
Okay. What else does he have?
A flag. A sun.
Did he have those tattoos with you or on his body when he was with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This testimony is not very compelling
Did you see
for
that
me.
tattoo?
As a jury member. If she has to look at it
Yes.
and see what it is
That
and
was
slowly
when you guys
respond.
were
Together.
Together. Okay. 1 through 8. Can I publish 1 through 8 to the jury, Your Honor?
Hey Jay, sorry, I'm trying to clean up the streams. I've had so many technical problems. I think we fixed everything this morning, but the ones that we had major issues on, I've just taken down.
So you're going to go get a hamburger. Tell us what happens next.
David parks behind a tractor and just says, "Wait, hold on." Pulls out a gun,
When you say tractor, is that a tractor?
a trailer.
Tractor trailer?
Tractor, yeah.
Like an 18-wheeler? Like one of these?
No, like a truck driver.
Oh, a truck driver, a big
Yeah,
tractor.
yeah.
That pulls a box.
Yeah,
And where does he... Is this in front of the store?
behind.
Behind the store.
Yes.
Okay. And why didn't he park in front of the store?
I don't know.
One of them was found
What?
near a border patrol agent
If anything happens next.
set up. I forget what they
As
call it.
soon as he
Checkpoint.
took out the gun, he just stared at me, didn't say anything. I opened the door.
Let's back up a little bit. How were you feeling when he stopped there behind the store?
Nervous.
Did he say anything to you?
No.
Joellen, thanks for being
I
here.
remember telling him if he could go drop me off.
Wait for the next question. Only answer the question that's being asked, please.
Did
Thank
you say anything to him?
If he could go drop me off
Drop you off where?
where he had picked me up.
So you wanted him to take you back
Yeah,
to where he picked you up on San Bernardo.
yeah.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything.
So you're parked there. It's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
You're behind a tractor, behind the store.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Yes, the jury knows she's on
Some way,
methadone.
somehow, I
recovering
took
addict.
off running without a shirt.
Before that, inside the truck, tell us about what you remember when he pulled the gun.
He's trying to grab me by my left shoulder.
Where did he get the gun from? Had you seen the gun?
I had not seen it. No.
What, if anything, did he do with the gun?
He just pointed it right at me.
When he pointed it at you, show the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where he pointed to you.
Right here at my face.
Right at your... Hold up your hand and show us how...
Just like this. With his left arm.
With his left arm,
Yeah.
he put the gun next to your face.
Yeah.
What else, if anything, did he do while he's pointing the gun
With
at your
his
face?
right arm trying to hold me back from not getting off.
How did you get away?
I took off running. I snapped.
You got off the truck, you said without your blouse.
Yeah.
What happened to your blouse?
I don't know.
How did you lose your blouse?
I don't even know. Everything would happen so fast.
He stayed with your blouse?
I don't know.
Did you pull off your blouse?
Some way, somehow, I got out that blouse.
Sounds like he had a hold of it.
What did you do after you got off his truck?
I run to the store and there's a trooper. I'm crying hysterically.
I'm sorry? Repeat that?
I run to the store and there's a trooper putting gas.
Okay, and what do you do?
I go up to him.
What do you tell him?
That someone had just pulled out a gun at me.
What were you feeling at this time?
Nervous, shaking.
What did you tell the trooper, if you remember?
That we were at his house and I got scared.
Drug use has been a
I
regular
ran
part of
outside.
her life during this
We went to the
point
store.
in time. So she may have had some sort of substance in her system when this
Were you
happened as
afraid he
well.
was going to hurt you?
Somewhere in my mind, I had those thoughts. I don't know how, but I did.
What did the trooper do after you asked him for help?
He's freaking out. He's freaking out. He takes me to the police station.
Defense is going to try
What
to
happens
destroy
when you
this
get to the
woman. You're
police station?
totally right.
I tell them my story.
Okay. Do you remember how many officers you were speaking to?
Like 3 or 4.
Okay. What do you tell them?
That I knew David and that he had pulled out a gun at me.
Okay. Did you provide any other information about David?
Yeah, I told them where he lived.
Okay. And how were you able to tell them where he lived?
They took me and I pointed at his house.
Okay. Did you know the name of the street?
By that day, I don't remember now, but that day I did look at the streets and all I said is, remember this street.
Okay. So that night, the
I think they're going to be
officers take
pretty
you
rough
to
on her.
the
Toxic.
neighborhood, and you point out the house.
Yeah, I recognize it right away.
Okay. After you show them the house, what happens next?
I think they start pulling up pictures and I said, yeah, that's him.
At that time, September the 14th of 2018, did you know where David worked?
Yeah,
Where did you know? Or
I
where,
knew he was a supervisor with Border Patrol.
Okay. Did you know that from the very beginning? You met him 5 months
Not from the
before?
very beginning, no.
Okay. At the beginning, where did you think he worked? Did you know he was law enforcement the first time you met him?
No, not the first time, no.
When did you find out he was law enforcement?
One time when he took me to go score, he had the shirt inside out. He got off. And
He had a shirt inside out. Please describe to the jury what does that mean.
the uniform inside out. And that's the day I found out. He told me that he was a border patrol.
Did you also have any personal knowledge of David being a client of any of your friends?
Excuse me?
Did you know if David was also a client of some of your friends?
Melissa. I didn't know anything about the rest. I knew he was friends with Melissa.
You know how long he had been friends with Melissa?
Not exactly the time, no?
Okay. Did he ever talk to you about Melissa?
Yeah.
Do you know if he was seeing both you and Melissa
Yeah.
at the same time?
Yeah.
Around the same time?
Around the same time, yeah.
He was seeing both you, and do you know if he was also seeing Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if he would take Melissa to buy drugs?
Judge lack of personal knowledge. Your Honor.
If you know.
I don't recall that.
Had you seen him picking up Melissa before on the boulevard?
I think before meeting him, I saw his truck. Melissa had short hair. She was sitting under a tree. By that time, David didn't know who I was.
So he knew Melissa longer than you.
Yeah.
Had you ever seen Melissa at the county jail?
Yeah.
Yes? How long did you know Melissa?
Quite a while.
What is quite a while?
A couple of years.
Okay. Are you familiar?
We'll see you, Katrina. We'll catch up with you later. Actually, let me see if I can find the victims' names. I don't know if Melissa was a victim as well. Let It Be Summer says yes. Little Miss says yes. So that's who I searched for. So yes. He's doing a lot of head shaking. Do you think he really thinks he has a chance here? These are big exhibits. I believe these are the faces of the victims.
I'm going to show you what I marked the state's exhibits. 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Here's your answer.
And I'm just gonna
There's
ask
Melissa.
you if you recognize
Yeah.
this person in this picture.
Welcome, Black Red Gorilla.
Exhibit 10.
Got a new trial just started today. Opening statements for this morning. This is the Texas versus Juan David Ortiz, who was a Border Patrol agent accused of murdering 4 women, executing 4 women. The woman on the stand right now, her name is Erica. Erica's the one that got away. Interesting thing about this case is the defendant was arrested and while in custody made a
Yes.
full confession, even confessing to the fourth person the police did not know about and directed them to her body.
We're all friends.
He's now saying that that confession was coerced,
Yeah.
and he's trying to fight this this charge. And B, I think they were all escorts. It's somehow related to prostitution, because the prosecution said he made statements he was trying to clean up. You know, these people were a scourge or something.
Who to offer these, Your Honor?
All right. State's exhibits 9, 10, 11, and 12 are admitted into evidence at this time.
So you knew Melissa for how long?
4 years.
Did she also work on the street?
Yeah.
Did she also abuse drugs?
Yes.
What about Claudine?
He's asking
A
about
year or two.
about each victim.
She worked on Sunday night?
Yes.
Had you ever seen her in jail?
Not Claudine.
You said that Cantu?
Years.
For years. Was she a friend?
Yeah, years. Since I started.
Since you started when you were 23?
23, yeah.
Okay. And did she also use drugs?
Yes.
What would you call her?
Chelly.
Chelly?
Yeah.
What about this person?
Janelle.
How long did you know Janelle?
Years.
Was she a friend of yours?
My best friend.
And would she also use drugs?
Yes.
Was she also arrested a few times?
Yeah.
As your best friend, would you all hang out? Or what would you do?
Me and Janelle, the same. Walk. Make money.
Outside of that type of work, did you guys hang out?
Yeah. Janelle would go to my house.
What type of person?
Hang out. Funny.
Objection on the relevance.
Sure.
As to the last question, what type of person she was?
Well, I mean, I want to make sure he doesn't get into.
Overruled on that question. You can urge it if you need to.
Janelle was funny.
Yeah, Janelle was funny, very caring, had a lot of friends.
Her personality,
Yeah, was outstanding.
do you know Chelly's personality? How was she? Was she
Very calm.
a calm person? Was she peaceful?
Calm. Yeah, very calm.
So he was killing prostitutes,
Very calm.
which is a common theme we
Did you
see
ever have
among
any
serial
interactions
killers.
with her?
Whether it's justification for their
I don't know.
behavior or
I don't recall how
or
many
justification
times,
for
but
his behavior
uh,
by saying it's their own fault or something. It's
a couple of times.
pretty
Never
messed
had
up.
any problems with her?
No.
And what about Melissa? What kind of person was Melissa?
Funny. Very funny.
She was fun to be around.
Yeah, she would lighten up. If she entered a room.
I want to continue where we left off, and that was when you said that once you showed him where he lived, you go back to the station. They show you pictures. They investigate the house. You said they show you a picture. You identify him as the person, and what happens after that?
Like 3-4 hours. He gets caught.
When he got caught, were you still there?
And the police station?
Yes.
Yes.
You were at the police station in a room.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to do anything else that night?
No.
Okay. During the time that you knew that he was a law enforcement officer, did he ever at any time go and see you during his working hours?
I just answered that question, yes.
When he would see, and I'm sorry I didn't hear if it was during his working hours. I know you said that he had his shirt turned inside out, but during his working hours, he would go and see you.
When he would get out of work.
Okay. Any other times that you saw him, was he ever in any government vehicles?
No, never.
Okay.
Not vehicles.
Okay. Besides that one time when his shirt was turned inside out, did he ever go and visit you with any other type of uniform?
Not that I recall.
Okay. And the times that you went to his house, please describe his house to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Did he have a lot of furniture? Was it very little furniture? Was it
It was a nice house.
Okay. Did you see any family pictures there while you were there?
I don't recall family pictures.
Did you ever see any photos on the stands?
I'm going to
On the
jump ahead in
tables,
time
the
about
coffee
30
table?
seconds. I've got a better stream
I don't
that's
recall
working a little bit
photos.
better for me.
At all?
Just 1 second here.
2 other occasions that you also have sex with him those times?
The day we went to his house, no.
No, but those other previous times you were there, did you shower there?
No.
Did you have sex with him?
No.
Did you perform oral sex on him? The other times that you went?
No.
Did he give you money?
Yes.
Okay. Other times, did you ever perform or have sexual activities with him in his vehicle?
Yes.
Where?
In the parking area.
The parking area of what location?
Walmart. Behind the motel.
This trial is in Texas.
You also would go to the parks with him, you said.
Yeah.
We're in Bexar County.
Would this be during the day or would this be
BEXAR.
during the night?
Night.
Okay. How many times, if you recall, did he take you to go score, as you say it?
I don't recall.
He would pay for the drugs?
Yes.
Okay. We'll pass a witness, Your Honor.
Okay, now they're probably going to be pretty hard on her here.
Mr. Taylor, can you approach Mr. Alanis briefly?
Yeah, to expect them to lose power at least 4 times during the trial. Is there a power grid that bad down there? Matthew Harris, welcome, by the way. Bexar is pronounced bear. Are you pulling my leg? Did I say it wrong?
All right, so it's 1 p.m. We're gonna go ahead and take a lunch recess at this point. I'll ask everyone to please be back by 2:15. I understand there's a cafeteria here in the building, and then there's several restaurants nearby. So I'll ask you all to, again, remind you not to discuss the facts of the case with anyone, not to watch any news accounts or read any newspaper articles regarding this case. The previous instruction I've given you in the past. And Mr. Medina, can you excuse everyone?
All right, to the jury.
To the jury.
Okay, so they're
2:15, please.
2:15. So, what time is it right now, Matthew? You're down there. How much time do we have? It's pronounced bear. Wow, and I thought I knew some towns that were pronounced weirdly. What? It's just a silent X. That's pretty funny. That is crazy. Okay. Bear County is pronounced Bear County. So 2:15 is. Are they taking lunch for an hour?
2:15. Yes. We'll start like by 2:30.
Thanks for coming back on the audio, just for me. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to turn off audio on 6. Just for now. Okay. All right. So awesome. Let it be summer. We'll see you later. Thanks for being here. Welcome back. I feel like a new man. I have functioning headphones. I can hear myself in both ears, and I can hear the audio in both ears. My buttons are working again as well. All these. Here, let me show you here. Oops, if I have to run this to A. There we go. My buttons here are working. I fixed everything during the break. It's been amazing. We're back in order, and today of all days, YouTube just reached out and said, "Hey, congratulations, you made YouTube partner." I'm like, "Sweet!" So it's been good news after this mess of a live stream this morning, and I appreciate all you addicts who are there and just were able to write it out. It was so rough. I did delete it. It made me cringe just thinking about it. But it was a rough morning. So we're going to have a little bit of break. I'm going to take a break too because it's sandwich time and I haven't had a pickle yet. So I'm going to have pickles on my sandwich today. I think I'm going to do a turkey sandwich. Thank you, Heather. I'm so excited. It was awesome. I'm trying to limit any ads that they show to not be like the invasive ones that sit on top of the screen because I hate them. And I think you guys would probably hate them too because we're very similar that way. So I'm just excited. It enables a couple options that may help me keep the channel going, which is what I want to keep doing. So, KQD, what is YouTube Partner? That means they recognize that I've put in enough time and effort that they're willing to share some of the profit they make off of my videos. Basically, ad revenue gets split with me. I think it's 50-50. But I will get a pickle. They're sliced today. I don't have any whole pickles today, but it was super exciting. Casey, first time hearing about this case. Yeah, it's a crazy one. It's bizarre. We've got a confession. We're probably gonna watch a video and listen to this man confess to the 3 murders that they knew about, and then tell them about an additional one they didn't know about. And then we get to hear the defense say, "Oh, by the way, you can't use that evidence because you know it was coerced. It was improper." But anyway, Debbie says, "Hi everybody. Oh, it's lunchtime. Eat a pickle for me." I will. I'll have them on my sandwich today. Matthew Harris says, "I'm literally 30 watch hours away from YouTube Partner Program." Matthew, we've got to get you there. Let me see if I can send a link. I've struggled. I've been trying to link some of Matthew's videos, which I love. I watch a bunch of his videos. Some of his just informational legal videos that help you understand the law, specifically in Texas, but in general as well. But if we can go watch a little bit of his videos after each live, we'll be smarter for it. And at the same time, we'll help him reach his goal, which would be awesome. He's been so helpful on this channel. Appreciate you being here, Matthew. If you can, please drop a link to a video, Matthew, here in chat, and that would be awesome. Let's see. Michelle says, Recovery Addict, glad to see and hear you with new headphones and equipment working. Yeah, these headphones look exactly like the others. I literally have 3 pairs of these headphones that are not working, that are in the other room. Someone needs to explain YouTube like they're talking to a 5-year-old, please. Thank you. YouTube is it's a big company, and it's very hard to get service unless you're a partner. Once you're a partner, you can actually call and get support. But until then, you can't. And so trying to reach that partner status, especially if there are problems and hiccups and things like that, it's difficult and it's really frustrating. But I'm grateful to be there, and hopefully we can get Matthew there here this week as well. That would be awesome. AJ says, I'm moving to Texas so I can work for Matthew Harris Law PLLC. How's the weather in Lubbock today? It's fridge weather in Seattle. Fridge weather. He's accused of, Kelly Harper says he's accused of killing 4 women. He was buying meth. It sounds like he bought them all drugs and then executed these women. All women that were associated with prostitution in some way, from what we know. Thank you, Debbie. Matthew has great videos, legal videos. Let's see. He's a Border Patrol agent, I believe. This is Texas. Kelly, you're right. Toxic Orchid has a link in here as well for as the gavel drops. This Discord page is Toxic and Lil Miss have done a fantastic job. If you like anything true crime, if you're following a case, chances are they have files on their Discord page that have it as well. They have documents, they have schedules, they've got all the video links and everything. So please, if you're into Discord, or if you're not, it's worth learning Discord because it just has so much information. Lil Miss says, while on break, why not head over to Discord and read the docs in this trial? Our document guru, Callie Spin Vixen, works hard to get up-to-date documents for everyone. And let me just say, documents are hard to get sometimes. That is serious work to find those. Wow, that's interesting. I just saw that that Law and Crime is actually taking the feed from the news station that we were using. Anyway, thank you very much. I heard you say the M key is working again. What does the M key do? It's N is in November. Debbie, I spilled a mug full of water on my laptop during a live stream a couple of weeks ago, and finished the live stream and then carefully dried my computer. I probably should have dried my computer first, but several letters stopped working. B, you have to really want to push the letter B to get it to work. But the keyboard is backlit, and several of the letters stopped being backlit, and all but one of them have come back now. So I'm hoping that the G will come back here soon. But Discord is a website that allows people that have something in common, whether it's association or an interest, to discuss via chat boards and documents and video files and things like that, things they have in common. And it's just a place to go to find everything cool. It's awesome. You have to join a page, and once you join that page, you and all the people who have joined can discuss things based on the rules of the people who set it up, and they've done a great job. Here's one of my favorite videos, how to choose the best attorney in any state. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to copy this right here. Copy. Okay, so when I wrap up here so I can go have my lunch, I would like you to do me a personal favor and just click on this link and go watch Matthew Harris's videos. And if you like this one, watch another one as well. Please go give him a sub as well. We'd love to get him his last 30 hours to get him all the way to YouTube partner, which will just be amazing. Eventually, we're going to have him live on this channel as well, so you'll have him as a commentator. In addition to me, we'll have just another box above me or below me, or probably he'll be in the big box and I'll be in the small box, one of the two. But please go give it a watch and a listen. He's been an amazing friend of the channel and a good lawyer. So on that note, let's go ahead and wrap up for now. I'm going to go get my sandwich. We will be back at 2:15 Texas time, which is, what, do we have an hour? I don't know. We'll be back when the trial comes back. I'll have to do the math, guys. I don't know when that is, but have a good lunch, everyone. Have a pickle if you haven't. I highly recommend them. Thank you all for being here. It's awesome to have you here. We'll see you in about an hour.